Welcome back. Today, we're unpacking a concept that is literally flipping our traditional understanding of global conflict completely on its head. Think about it. Historically, whoever had the largest army, the most tanks, or the biggest artillery, they usually had the upper hand, right? But what if the next major European war isn't won by sheer numbers or massive troop formations? What if brute force is, well, just no longer the deciding factor? What if the next major war is actually decided by an invisible network? I want you to imagine a vast, AI-powered system operating entirely behind the scenes. We're talking about a system that detects incoming threats, decides on the absolute best course of action, and helps commanders respond. Not in hours, not in minutes, but literally in a matter of seconds. Military planners are describing this exactly as you'd expect, as the absolute next revolution in modern warfare. Okay, let's just dive right into our roadmap for this explainer so we can understand this massive invisible shift in defense strategy. We'll start with the new face of war, then look inside the AI kill web, cover why NATO is moving fast, discuss vulnerabilities and battlefield risks, touch on the global AI arms race, and finally, separate facts versus public speculation. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the new face of war, information versus firepower. If there's one primary takeaway that military strategists are pulling from modern conflicts, it's this: information is now just as valuable as raw firepower. I mean, you simply cannot outmaneuver an adversary if their information loop is fundamentally faster than yours. In old warfare, the focus was firmly on fielding the largest army, right? Operating in isolated units where raw firepower won the day. But the new warfare paradigm, it's completely flipped. Now the goal is having the fastest network. Instead of isolated units operating independently, militaries increasingly aim to connect every single platform into one cohesive real-time battlefield picture, using a constant feed from drones, satellites, and sensors. Moving right along to Section 2, inside the AI kill web, the digital nervous system. Okay, I know, kill web sounds like a pretty intimidating buzzword, but let me reassure you, it is not a single, terrifying sci-fi superweapon. Rather, it's an integrated network. Think of it like a massive digital nervous system for the military. Its main job is to take in monumental amounts of raw data from the battlefield, and then use AI to rapidly organize all that data so that human commanders can actually make sense of it, and more importantly, act upon it. And this brilliantly illustrates just how vast and integrated this ecosystem really is. We're talking about satellites in space, fighter jets in the air, naval ships at sea, ground-based missile defenses, invisible cyber systems, and unmanned drones. Literally every single asset is connected, constantly feeding into and pulling from the exact same network. It is a highly synchronized dance across land, sea, air, and space. So let's look at how this creates a practical operational loop on the actual battlefield. Step 1 is detect. This is where sensors and AI identify a potential threat in real time. Step 2 is decide. The AI instantly organizes this massive wave of data, presenting clear, actionable options. But pay really close attention to Step 3 here, respond. This explicitly requires human commander authorization. Meaningful human control remains a totally foundational principle in public policy. So humans, not machines, remain fully responsible for authorizing any military action. That brings us to Section 3, why NATO is moving fast, the geopolitical catalysts. You see, this massive digital transformation isn't just some theoretical exercise. NATO's investments in digital command and control have been heavily accelerated by the current global landscape. Specifically, Russia's extensive use of drones, alongside their capabilities in electronic warfare and advanced missiles, are major drivers here. Furthermore, China's rapid development in the field of artificial intelligence has fundamentally changed the global equation. Because of these specific, real-world technological advancements, achieving faster decision-making has become an absolute strategic priority for NATO. To give you a very specific example of why this speed is required, just consider battlefield automation. AI-assisted drones and swarming concepts promise radically faster reconnaissance and coordination. When you have automated systems and drone swarms operating at computer speeds, traditional human-only observations simply cannot keep up with the pace of incoming data. It's just too fast. So let's slow down for Section 4, vulnerabilities and battlefield risks, because no tech is invincible. Let's impartially break down the debate over whether these AI-enabled networks can actually stop adversaries. On one side, supporters highlight massive advantages, like infinitely better situational awareness, much faster coordination across forces, and vastly improved decision speed. But on the flip side, critics warn that a hyper-connected network carries massive risks. It opens the door to devastating cyber attacks and electronic warfare threats that could literally jam critical signals. There is also the very real danger of communication failures, or worse, the AI system inadvertently feeding incorrect data to a commander in a split-second life-or-death moment.
Section 5. The Global AI Arms Race. Let's look at the military competition. We've talked deeply about the mechanics of the technology, but zooming out to the broader global picture, we see some incredibly intense competition. The major players aggressively competing in the space include the United States, NATO members, China, and Russia. Every single one of these major powers recognizes the fundamental shift occurring in modern warfare. And because of that recognition, they are all pouring heavy, sustained investments into these new interconnected capabilities. And what exactly are they investing in? Well, winning this modern arms race depends on a lot more than just building traditional weapons. Nations are aggressively funding artificial intelligence, they're building unhackable secure communications, securing supply chains for advanced semiconductors, and researching quantum technologies and next-generation advanced sensors. Basically, military dominance now increasingly depends on building these highly connected technological ecosystems. Now for our final section, facts versus public speculation. Let's separate reality from fiction. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we can firmly draw a line in the sand. Whenever AI and the military are mentioned in the same breath, rumors absolutely fly. But confirmed expert analysis tells us clearly, NATO is indeed driving AI and digital transformation initiatives specifically designed to improve decision speed and coordination. That is a fact. But then, we have the public speculation. You often hear fears of completely autonomous Terminator-style weapons deciding who lives and who dies. Let me be perfectly clear. Based on the actual data, there is absolutely no confirmed evidence that NATO intends to remove humans from lethal force decisions. The AI serves to organize the data. The human retains the ultimate meaningful control. So, to summarize our deep dive today, AI is undoubtedly and rapidly reshaping military decision-making. We are moving away from a world of isolated firepower straight into one driven by integrated data. Yet, the ultimate impact of this technology remains incredibly uncertain. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. The future battlefield may belong to the fastest network, but who will control it? Thank you so much for joining me to explore this complex topic today. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.